Rolling.
Lights on, pants are off. It's game 3 in Moab. The woman of Moab and I meet again. Saif and I go rafting and hiking. And an orgy almost breaks out at the Airbnb. This and more in this episode of the Catch the Sky podcast. With me, as always, is Saif. How are you, buddy? How's that back?
The back is painful, but had an orgy broken out, I think that could have helped in the healing process.
Well, you got worked on pretty hard with that gun. It was nicknamed the Pounder by the end of the trip.
A very popular investment. One of those massage guns that are being advertised all over the NBA right now as the Phoenix Suns continue to progress towards the NBA championship. Game 3 indeed, T.
For the archives, we are recording on June 10th, 2021. I just got back from Utah this past Tuesday, and I could not be more disappointed. I plan on coming back out in September.
I believe the house is yours that weekend.
Oh, all right.
Don't burn the place down.
I'll bring my own sheets.
Just pack it all in. If it means that you're bringing less Yingling, then then I just don't do that. I have plenty of sheets.
Okay, all right. Sounds good. We will
Appreciate
plan accordingly. We will plan accordingly. That was the theme on this trip, was preparation. Being prepared, right?
Being prepared. Packing accordingly.
Yeah.
Not knowing what to pack, to be quite honest, because 2 episodes ago we were discussing this, and we didn't have a lot of guidance, so we were winging it, but we definitely were prepared some of the time. Other times we had to repeat and go to the store multiple times.
I didn't get the memo about the headlamps that you guys were all rocking.
It was a dark sky. Utah is always good for stargazing, and I can't wait to return. But yeah, we'll have you back out in September. I think you have some body wash that you left, so that'll stay there for you, so you don't need to worry about that this time. You still have shampoo here from like 3 visits ago.
Yeah, but they tossed out my nice shampoo at the airport this time because I checked it on the way out, but tried carrying it on the way back. They weren't having it.
Isn't that the true loss of freedom, that you can't take shampoo onto a plane? I mean, is that what society has come to?
It has. It's unfortunate.
I don't like taking my shoes off.
That and my
but
glasses.
No, I'm excited.
I left my fucking glasses at your house, so now I have just my rainbow ones to rely on until I return in September.
Probably serves you well.
Yeah, really didn't stop me on this trip.
You were a hit. You were the best dishwasher this side of the Mississippi.
That's right, man. I hope I earned my keep. I hope I earned an invite for next year. That is my biggest hope. So, to any of
I love that I keep getting invited, but don't know why or how.
That's basically what everybody has said to me that was on this trip. They're like, I have no idea how I keep getting invited back. So to any of our listeners that we got to engage with on this trip, you know who you are.
The fans.
Make sure that we get that invite. The hits just keep coming. Don't worry. It only gets better from here. I promise.
They could rent us out at parties. You and I show up.
Oh,
that's
God.
a service we're going to offer.
Yeah.
T and I will do something with you.
Yeah. Oh, God. Well, yeah, when that massage gun... when that massage gun came out and everybody was doing dishes there, yeah, things were getting hot and heavy there. Thought clothes were going to come off. You were doing some stretches down the hall with closed doors. I had no idea what was going on.
Yeah, the back is still banged up, and it also starts our journey on Wednesday morning as we slumberly made our way out the door. And a block and a half in, I jumped out of my seat like a jumping bean and was incapable of driving a vehicle because of the pain in my back. You took over. You're the driver. T is officially the driver.
I am a professional driver.
He's a professional Uber driver, ladies. He wears a hat and a jacket.
I wear that ASU hat.
That's right.
Ride or die for
You
life.
wore the shit out of that ASU hat.
Oh, it's the hat, man. It's my hat.
Represented well. Appreciate that. Go Scum Devils. But I tried to weasel my way out of this trip. I pretty much was ready to leave you in a bassinet by the door and with a note.
Yeah.
Just like,
with
please take care of T.
Yeah, with
that every 4 hours.
With one person that I know and a bunch of other people that I've met just once. Like, thanks.
Don't feed after midnight.
Definitely feed after midnight. That's when the monster comes out.
Yeah, I was talked into attending, and I think my thing with getting old is I don't want to be a physical burden. You're really the same person on the inside. It's just physically you're incapable of operating the machinery the same way you used to. And so I think the ego kicks in big for me here. And I appreciated you there, though, to physically help me out. You tossed me back into the boat a number of times, and I appreciated that. But what I really enjoyed was in Flagstaff, we were able to situate where I would sit, because I was in a truck sitting in an L shape, and it was not doing anything for me. So I joined the other caravan with our
two
new friend
ladies.
Jay.
Two ladies, I might add.
Shout out to Jay.
Leaves 3 guys to join 2 ladies.
Mm-hmm. And somehow you got designated as navigator, and we ended up at Walnut Canyon.
I was not designated as navigator. It was one of the other gentlemen in our vehicle. And yeah, it was actually beautiful. I'm glad we stopped there. It was better than the several failed coffee stops that you led us to after that.
Comb Ridge in Bluff, Utah remains closed, and it's not open in the afternoon like it says online. It's just not open. But they do have a sign that says we are closed, but still awesome. And I do love that sign. So shout out to Comb Ridge for never being open.
Mm-hmm.
And then for anybody ever making this journey, the Bluff Fort is an archive for the history of the town, and
it's worth a
it was
stop.
settled by Mormons, and it's worth a stop. And the bathrooms look like my elementary school bathrooms. There's like some green tile in there I can't get enough of, and they have these wonderful baked goods if you're looking for a sugar high, but they don't sell coffee. And so they're very strict about that. And so sugar's okay, but not coffee.
Mm-hmm.
So we didn't want sugar, we wanted coffee.
You did.
Well, the High Desert Cafe and Monticello, we stumbled across that later in the afternoon, and unfortunately it failed. But
yeah. So we kept meandering up the 191 until we got there.
I remember you jumped right in the shower as soon as we got to the Airbnb.
I like to be clean. I was expecting.
Oh yeah, you wanted to be clean, didn't you?
I was expecting. Yeah, I was excited. I'll admit it. I was excited. It's game 3. I thought we were going to have extra company at dinner.
At the Moab Brewery, which did not come to fruition, but I did get a lovely ice pack from the staff for my back. So shout out to the staff at Moab Brewery.
Yeah, there was just a bag of water that you were carrying around by the end of the night. And then there was that woman that wasn't wearing like anything. Her ass was just eating those shorts. Oh my God. Like literally.
If I had to guess, either Brazilian or Eastern European. But that olive package and dark features,
oof,
definitely, and wearing white boots, white Doc Martens too, by the way. So definitely a very provocative look that that stopped us all in our tracks, including the women. There was a failed selfie attempt.
Yeah, right? I love it.
And fun fact, all the beers there in Moab Brewery are 5% and below. They cannot be over 5%. So there you go. So you don't get as hammered in Utah, which I appreciate, because you need to stay alert, because you got to wake up early and get your back brace on and head up Sal Mountains, which is what we did.
Yeah, but I was up way earlier than everybody else. There were 2 people that were up way earlier than everybody else. And that's when our first encounter happened.
Oh, I didn't hear about this.
And that's when I knew. Game 3 was on. It was just a quick hello, a hug, and that was it. But you could just tell by the look in each other's eyes that Game 3 was on. So after everybody got ready, we had a good breakfast. Omelets, correct?
Yeah.
And then headed up.
I was stuck on a bunk bed.
Couldn't get down. And then
I had to climb up and down a ladder. Hit my head multiple times.
Once we were all fed and ready to go, we headed up to Lake Oowah. Oowah Lake?
Oowah, well, Ken's Lake first. We give a shout out to our boy Ken. Ken's Lake.
I felt right at home up in those trees.
Oowah Lake. It was a lovely little jaunt. I think we should have started from the left from the parking lot instead of the right. I think the hike would have ended much easier, I guess.
Yeah. But we wanted to make it hard on you.
Sure. And I didn't hold back. Even though I have a herniated disc now, I am proud to say I got up that hill. I'm a soldier, baby. Former athlete. I think we all know the deal already. You guys know the resume, but
right. So we took some beautiful pictures by the lake up there. Whatever that other lake was. I forget the name of that one, but very scenic. Pictures of it on the gram. Can find it by searching for the Catch the Sky podcast. Clark Lake.
Yeah, you're getting good with the Insta.
Trying.
Doing better than I'm doing.
Yeah, nothing. Yeah, so as long as I put forth some effort, it's better than whatever you're doing.
Is it? I just really love pressing the flesh with people and being like, hey, podcast. I'm going to talk to you. Versus the whole internet. But I know internet's the game. I do get it, yeah.
We need you to put your cock out there every once in a while.
But for me, the highlight of that day is you on the drive back just cracking open a Naturdays.
Well, I just finished the one that I was carrying on the end of our hike. And I had another one. And it was in the cup holder. And I was just ready to roll. We're on vacation, right? And the look that I got from you and the woman sitting next to me in the back seat was just like, is this guy for real? I believe you said, what the fuck? Like, hey.
I think I asked you, I said, does Pennsylvania not have open container laws where you're from? And I said, do they not have open container laws where you're from?
In my city, no. But as far as riding around the back seat, I think that probably is applicable everywhere. I probably shouldn't have done that. But I pounded it promptly.
I don't know how you drink that swill. But
it's
you
like
did.
Strawberry lemonade, bro.
Yeah. Obviously, we didn't get pulled over, and there was no need to be alarmed. You don't see many inside. We've only seen the sheriff a few times, and they seem to be battling back whatever pandemic's going on in the suburbs near Mill Creek.
Yeah, right.
I don't have anything else for Thursday night. I think the Suns game was watched on television, but other than that, I'm ready to jump into Friday morning.
Oh, are you? Are you?
I'm just letting
prepared
you know. Yeah.
For Friday morning? Are you prepared? Let me ask you that. Are you prepared to discuss Friday morning? Because I'm good. Because I'm good. According to you, I'm good.
You're good.
I'm good. So, to give you some backstory, we discussed the night before that the smartest approach to packing for this trip is to have a bag for the boat, a bag that you will pack on this trailer that they'll take to the campsite, and a couple of miscellaneous things to leave in the car for when you get back. So, this guy and I decide that we're going to share a boat bag and share a bag for camp. So I have all my stuff laid out in the morning, but the bags are open, ready to roll. My bag is going to be the boat bag, and then he has another bag that is going to be the camping bag. Well, he's walking around like Mr. Hollywood with his Bluetooth headset on, talking to God knows who. And I proceed to be like, hey, we got to get ready here. And he just looks at me and goes, "You're good. You're good." I'm not good. I need the bag that you're supposed to be providing for the two of us. There's a number of things that I need. I need your stuff that goes in the boat bag, and just, no, I'm good. I'm good. So last minute, I have to pivot and just establish all my own shit and just let you do whatever the hell you're doing.
I brought my own bag.
Yeah.
I brought my own bag. But this resulted in you not bringing your sandals.
Oh, my God. Yeah. That was terrible.
And then borrowing mine, which I was ready to gift to you after having them in your feet.
I don't like them. They weren't comfortable.
You didn't like the thong in the middle there.
They were rubbing up against the arch of my foot. But later on, I had to give up my water shoes. We'll get into that in a little bit. Not having those flip-flops really fucked me over.
Yeah, classic miscommunication, you and I, and actually just classic miscommunication. Like I may have studied communications, doesn't mean I am the best communicator, but we stumble through it, and regardless, we were heading downriver. We didn't really know what the size limitations. Honestly, we could have brought a tent, which we didn't bring a tent, so we were cowboy camping.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we're gonna have some
us
pictures
getting briefly
of that.
showered on. We got a little rain.
Yeah. Yeah, I liked it though. The whole thing was a really, really, really was a cathartic experience. A really life-altering for me. The whole thing.
Yeah.
So
it's a powerful place.
Yeah.
And every time I return from there, I do feel recharged, reinvigorated.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was beautiful. We got to go down in some giant rafts. We had some duckies, which were kind of like kayak canoe hybrids. They're giant inflatable things. Really durable, really expensive. And the first day was pretty mild. A lot of floating. Water was pretty cool.
It's great for my back.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I enjoyed myself. Then we camped that night. As you said, we slept in the...
We don't need to hear that twice.
Yeah.
We don't need to recap the recap.
Yeah. We camped that night, and then we got back to it in the morning.
The food? The strawberry shortcake?
Oh.
And I also have a hammock story that I need to tell.
My. Oh, yeah, see? The strawberry... bro, that frozen strawberry stuff took me right back to my buddy's parents' basement. Wow, it was so good. I could have eaten an entire tub of that. Yeah, that took me to a different place. See?
So I was really appreciative of how understanding the group was with my injury and put a hammock up and then allowed me to sit in it. And the person who actually tied the hammock up with the nylon rope ended up being on it later in the evening. And I had already taken a nap in this thing. I was not moving from it. You guys were doing God knows what. You were in the river. You were at Fisher Towers. I'm not sure where you went. But I'm in this thing reading my book, Barry O, A Promised Land. Shout out to the 44th President of the United States. Doing all that you could. And it didn't bust on me. But as soon as the guy who tied it laid in the evening, it collapsed. And I'm pretty sure he got a concussion.
Yeah, that was pretty rough.
Oh, his eyes were definitely glossed.
Yeah. So
Yeah, I believe he firmly had a concussion.
yeah, I hope
Hope
he's
he's all right, and I
Yeah.
hope he's listening to our show. We
Yeah.
enjoyed having him and his tuba, trumpet, UCLA stories.
Yeah, I look forward to seeing him next year. So the next morning
How about
we got
Saturday?
Up, yeah. We got up pretty early, and the river was a little rougher that day. So we got some rapid action. You and I commandeered a ducky. I did most of the steering. You did your best to just steer us God knows where. I don't know how you can be such an intelligent individual and then not understand just how to navigate a boat. You were struggling. And it got to the point where I was just like, keep your oar up in the boat and let me do the work.
If I could have had access to some YouTube videos down there, I probably would have been able to figure it out. But I can't tie a knot either.
Yeah, I believe it. You're really not the greatest Boy Scout.
No, we weren't allowed in. It's only for white children. So.
Yeah. You thrive great in a group, but alone out there, I'm very concerned for you.
I can survive a sandstorm. We call those haboobs.
Right.
Yeah.
So what I enjoyed, there was a part where we got to climb up some rocks and jump into the water. Did you do that?
I with a back brace on, yes. And I did it gracefully like a fucking champ.
Yeah, it was awesome. I almost lost the hat.
If I wasn't with the back brace, I would have done a front or back flip, some type of gainer.
Yeah. I almost lost the hat. It came off, so I saw it sinking and I grabbed it real quick. And that actually happened again later down the river. The woman in Moab and
Jason
I were
Isbell.
together, yeah. And her hat came off and literally was gone. We went like half a mile down the river and we saw something floating under the water and I was like, no way. Dove in, grabbed it like a hero. It was fantastic.
You truly were the hero.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. What about
I
that
lost a pair
part?
of sunglasses.
Yeah, well, that's traditional for you. What about the?
Yeah, I lost 2 last year. I did. And actually, Miss Moab gave me her USA glasses, so we got to roll back last summer, and I got to be patriotic.
There we go.
So take that, America. I love you more than you do.
Yeah.
I'm wearing sunglasses that are American flag.
Did you lose them
Nationalism.
when we were floating through the rapids?
Yeah, there were some aggressive rapids that we were looking for a little pick me up, a little adrenaline rush, and that's the type of group we are. Like we're balls to the wall, and so we took some risks and we kind of swam out there and went down some heavy rapids just in our life vests. And I lost my glasses and my breath momentarily, but I had to remember that no matter what, the life vest will bring you back up, and you just got to stay calm. Maybe, learn how to breathe. I think breathing is so important from a meditation point of view. I think in all aspects, it definitely helps you calm down. But you got to be a strong swimmer too. And despite my injury, I was still amphibious enough to to navigate. But I did lose a pair of sunglasses, and there was a moment there where I could have grabbed them, and I all of a sudden I got swept away. But we almost lost somebody.
Yeah, you fared better than that other woman.
Oh, jeez. I felt I was second on the scene, along with Jay and a rescue ducky. But I once we were able to get to her, she was able to calm down and breathe again. But I think that was intimidating, considering it seemed like she got stuck in the rocks, spun around. Looks like she lost her pants, which was really embarrassing. But we navigated. We pulled together as a team.
You know who was the first on the scene with extra big shorts?
I believe you, sir.
Uh-huh. And they made fun of me for wearing big shorts.
I mean, you have such great legs. They want you to show them off. That's why.
Well, yeah. And I did. I took the shorts off, and all the ladies got to see all that ass. My ass.
The sea was definitely angry that day, my friend.
The rest of that day went pretty smoothly after that. think we almost pulled over to have a picnic with like 1,800 other people. There were so many more people on the river that second day.
Yeah. Where'd they come from?
Yeah. I guess it's Saturday as opposed to Friday. But
yeah, there was some quiet as we took off, but yeah, things definitely got more hectic.
Yeah.
Back to the city life, if you will. You kind of get preparing for that.
And then what I enjoyed as we were wrapping up, that woman was dragging that guy around on the air mattress just out in the middle of the river. He's just sitting there like a king, and he's got his woman just pulling him around. I'm just like, what? Are they going to switch positions at some point? Didn't look like it. This is not
they had a dog. While they were towing around,
right? Yeah. Oh, yeah, they were. This is not a chivalrous man. Safe. I, on the other hand, gave up my newly purchased wet shoes to Miss Moab because she had given her flip-flops to the woman who had lost her shorts because she had also lost her shoes. So this resulted in me having to battle some pretty hot sand and some asphalt. And it's like upper 90s, 100 degrees. I was running barefoot. Now I know how Frank felt.
Yeah. We had to leave the dogs behind to make this trip happen. I know that wasn't easy for either of us.
No, not at all.
I imagine Frank was happy to see you.
Yeah, I'm debating on what I'm going to do when I come back in September. If I'm just going to board him or if I'm going to just drive down there. We'll see. TBD. Stay tuned.
TBD. Yeah. Lots of choices.
You can keep up with all of our hijinks by searching for the Catch the Sky podcast on Facebook or Instagram. You can also find us on Twitter at CTS Terry or at CTS Safe. There's a lot more that we need to cover, though, before we wrap this episode up.
Is there?
Well, yeah. We had our trip back. We got to watch the Suns game.
Suns keep winning.
The Suns keep winning. And the story seems to be continuing with the woman of Moab. So I don't know if we're starting a new series or if it's just going to be game 4 next time I come out there. But the saga continues, and I'm excited about it.
What would you say to her? What would you say to her if you knew she was listening?
I miss you. That's really the biggest thing.
She gave you very specific advice not to give too much information. Don't give too many details.
No, that's it, man.
Yeah.
I miss her.
It's better for everybody's privacy sake.
That's all. So, how about you? Is there anything else that you want to hit on?
My final takeaway is often the stress of planning and putting together a trip can be so challenging that you may find yourself in a funk where you're not enjoying the moment. And it took a while. And I'm really glad that you got to come along. And I know there's always going to be adversity in the road ahead, but it's always good to persevere and work through it because, as I used to say, it always works out in the end. Mm-hmm. But I recognize that it takes a little work to make it all work out in the end. And so,
well, I'll just hope you appreciate my dedication to this friendship at this point. Based on our last episode, Dick points out that obviously we got to put ourselves first, but I'm coming out there pretty frequently because I love you. I love the life that I'm able to create out there, and that's due to your help. So you bring a lot of value to my life, and I hope that I do the same for you. This experience is going to be one that I'm never going to forget.
Yeah, and I really appreciate you helping me grow as well. I think just as much as I've been a positive influence, a mentor, a teacher to you, you've also been a teacher to me. My caulking skills, are on fleek, right? I'm a little bit more confident with my cement mixing and filling grout, things like that. And so these are just little things that, you're kind of wonderment about my inability to steer a boat or, do some of those simple things. But yeah, I mean, we're all beautiful in our own unique and individual way. And so everybody has their talents and everybody can grow. And I'm appreciative of this growing opportunity for myself and for the archives, really. Like, this is a historical record. And unfortunately for me, fortunately for me, I've never been around a lot of death. But I will say, though, in the last few weeks, it's been different. And people close to me are moving on. And I always think back to what's left of someone's legacy. When you leave the earth, ultimately, they'll have this. They'll have the historic records.
This is part of it.
There for anybody to listen to.
This is part of it.
Yeah. It's like, hey, if you need me in your life, here I am right here. This is me, as real can get.
That's why
I bleed red.
Yeah. I want to create so much music. There's so much I want to do in my life. This isn't it. This is just the beginning. This podcast is just the beginning, bro. I'm excited for what the future holds, and I can't wait for our next episode. So until next week, thank you for tuning in. We appreciate any feedback that you ever want to give us on any of our social media pages. Feel free to reach out to us, ask us any questions. If there's a certain subject that you'd like for us to hit on, or you'd care to come on the show and join us to discuss, please feel free to engage with us there. You can find us on Twitter at CTS Terry or at CTS Safe, or on Instagram or Facebook or wherever you listen to podcasts. That includes YouTube, by searching for the Catch the Sky podcast.
Take me to the river. Drop me in the water.
Stroke me, stroke me.
Stroke it. Gotta show off my scale range.
Stroke
What?
me,
He tells jokes? He
me.
podcasts? And he can sing?
And he floats like a fucking bobber.
T, always a pleasure.
Yeah, man. Until next week, everybody, keep trying to catch the sky.